It feels like every single day a new food is being recalled because it gives you diarrhea or it's going to kill you or something like that. We're worried sick over here at the Daily Friday podcast, but we talked to our favorite food scientist, Hydroxide, and she talked to us a little bit about what's been going on with the food recalls and what we should feel comfortable eating. This is an amazing interview. You guys are going to love it. Let's take it away. All right, guys, welcome to the podcast. We have the one, the only, our favorite food scientist, Hydroxide. Let's give it up for Hydroxide. Let's go! Thank you for talking with us today because Izzy and I have been very scared lately. It's a scary time to be consuming food of any kind, right?
I know, yeah. I mean, that's the general sentiment right now. I think I haven't seen the Gen Pop talk about food safety this much in a long time, so that must mean something's up.
Yeah, so let's get into it because there's a lot of foods that have been recalled. We're seeing stuff every day. I think there was a headline yesterday like frozen blueberries could reasonably kill you or something like that. So are there more food recalls going on now more than normal, or are we just hearing about it a lot more?
I think it's a little bit more of the latter than the former, but I also think scale is really what's affecting this and what's making food safety really launch into this national conversation because like there's a difference between how many people are involved in an outbreak and how many people are involved and it's fatal in an outbreak. So like the Cyclospora outbreak has been an outbreak that has been huge. Like I've seen numbers up to above 20,000 people. That is like demonstrably larger than most outbreak cases. And something kind of dark I say is like we're very lucky that Cyclospora was the culprit in this situation and it was so widespread because it has antibiotic treatment associated with it, so it's not nearly as fatal because like a few years ago there was a boar's head outbreak in 2024 of listeria where I think it was around 61 people got sick but 11 people died. So that, just thinking about the scale of like 2 people out of 20,000 versus like 11 out of 60 or 61 people, that is like a huge difference in how fatal these things are. That's also why I think people have been able to sort of laugh at the diarrhea lettuce thing, because if it really was like truly fatal and like really hurting people's friends and families, I don't think it'd be a laughing matter. I think people would be rioting.
It is funny. More. Diarrhea is just always funny. And it is funny to like see headlines that say like the diarrhea lettuce, and you're like, that is what it is.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is.
I love it. Yeah.
Cyclospora is too many syllables. Like, what even is that? Like, just tell me about what the lettuce is. Yeah.
Has that calmed down a little bit with the lettuce? Because now I'm hearing about a lot more salmonella and listeria things as well. But is the Cyclospora, can you say it one more time?
Okay, so the parasite is called Cyclospora, but the illness is called cyclosporiasis, which is probably why you've seen multiple different ways of phrasing it.
Okay, so that's calmed down a little bit, or are we just not hearing about it as much?
That one has definitely slowed, because you also have to think, like, produce has such a short shelf life. Like, no one's keeping lettuce and eating it, like, 4 weeks after they've bought it. Well, if you are, then
Hopefully.
I'm highly concerned.
You will get
I'm not
diarrhea
eating at your house.
Your own. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It has been, the cases have been slowing in a large part because of that. And also because, like, as we are collecting from data from like state health departments, we're starting to get a clearer picture of what's going on. And in addition to that, like, because there have been more like recalls with lettuce items, as well as like investigations happening and like prohibition of like sales of this in grocery stores, then not as many people are purchasing it to keep it ongoing. So.
Got it. So it is good. So we can eat lettuce for now. Hopefully.
I would say so. I mean, to be honest, I in general, I'm not a fan of bagged salad kits, unfortunately, as convenient and as good as they are, because those are generally higher risk than buying like a whole head of lettuce or like a whole cabbage and doing that yourself.
Got it. I was hoping you would say we can't eat it because I don't like eating lettuce, and I had a good excuse for a while, but now I have to put some greens in the body.
You know what? Iceberg lettuce isn't even that good. It's not even that crazy good for you. So if you want to switch to like kale or like spinach, those are, or arugula, those are good choices.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the other foods that have been getting recalled as well, because there's a big egg salmonella outbreak. I've been seeing this thing with the frozen blueberries. a lot of different foods are getting recalled. What exactly is going on? And like, are these all kind of connected to the same issue, or this is just sort of par for the course? We're just hearing about it more because it's in the news.
Yeah, I think it's probably, I mean, to be fair, like there's a jalapeno recall right now happening with salmonella, and that one is also very widespread. I think that one has like several hundred outbreak cases, which is a lot more than normal, I guess, if whatever you would call that. I will say that since the Cyclospora outbreak, I do think people have been focusing a lot more on food safety, and there's something called the Bader-Meinhof effect, where essentially it's like a frequency, not a frequency bias necessarily, but like when you start to see something, like you can't unsee it essentially. So like
100%.
if you, like this kind of happened in 2025 when there was that really tragic plane crash that happened in Washington, D.C. I remember like my TikTok and my Instagram, like for a month after that, was just talking about like how many plane crashes there were and that sort of thing. And even right now, I bet there are still quite a lot of plane crashes happening. There are small plane crashes happening, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that specific mode of time means that there's like a lot more. It depends on what data you have.
We're just paying attention.
I mean, honestly, I'm happy whenever people are thinking about food safety, because I think food safety is something that should be invested in and should be supported and that sort of thing. So also with heat waves and things like that happening, you're pretty much encouraging bacteria to have a better chance of thriving. So, and there's a lot of, I've read a few studies about salmonella and that being in relation to climate change and like the high heat. So there's like a million multifactorial reasons why these are happening all at the same time.
Got it. And I feel like a lot of things I've been seeing with like, you know, RFK is running the FDA and the food and just like relaxed standards. Is that actually a factor with it, or is that kind of something you're saying is like maybe we're just sort of paying more attention and we're just noticing it more? It's
like a yes and a no. I would say like it's the fact that 20% of the FDA has been laid off is not good, because the FDA is already a notoriously understaffed agency. Like if you read Silent Spring by Rachel Carson, which was a book that came out in the 70s, even she states in the book that the FDA was understaffed. So if it was understaffed in the 70s after a 20% layoff, it's definitely not a lot of folks in there. It's definitely like a skeleton crew, which isn't great.
Right.
However, I don't think it's necessarily like a 1-to-1-to-1-to-1 correlation, but food is such an insanely multifactorial thing, especially food safety. Yeah. Like Taylor Farms having an outbreak, it's not surprising to me, because they are involved notoriously with a lot of outbreaks, and they also deal with a high risk item. So it's kind of this like push and pull of like, okay, you do technically have an item that you're harvesting from the dirt, and the dirt has poop, and Mexico has an endemic, it's endemic for Cyclospora. So like, you know, there's a lot of reasons why, you know, these foods that we want to be so natural aren't sterile and contain things that are natural, like listeria, which is natural. The other thing too that I think people do not know, and is like kind of hard to explain to them, is I think because people know the history of the FDA, they think the FDA is the sole provider of food inspections. And that's like not true at all. If anything, I would say like the private sector food inspections of third parties is massive, and they're so much more strict and like enforced than FDA ones. Okay. Well, I shouldn't say enforced, but like there's a whole private sector of food safety audits happening that most people do not know about.
Okay, so we still have some protections going on, even though the FDA is not as strong. Okay, so I guess the kind of high level here thing is like, how scared should we be to eat things? Because it really does feel like every day there's a new thing being recalled, and I'm like, okay, of course the thing that I just bought I can't eat now, or can I eat it? It's just like there's a small risk that maybe I'll get a little sick. I like to expose my body to a lot of disease just so it can fight it off. It can get stronger. So it could be a good time for me.
You're living that Victorian child life to see how far you can go.
Exactly.
I would say, you know, it's really easy to be, and I say this as someone who is a social media persona, but like it's really easy to get on social media and to kind of get into these tunnel vision comment sections about like, we can't eat anything, but The real deal with recalls is you need to look up the state that's affected. You need to look up the name of the item, the name of the brand, the lot codes associated with it. Because you might have purchased, let's say, blueberries that were produced weeks after the section that was recalled. So even if it was the same brand, the same name, the same package, if the lot codes are not associated with what's on the CDC website, then you're pretty much good to go. And I mean, of course, if you're worried and if you're immunocompromised or if you're giving this to like kids or like an old person, then when in doubt, throw it out. But I always think it's kind of funny that people say that, where it's like, what can we even eat anymore? And it's like, guys, your grocery store is responsible for taking back all the recalled food. If you walk into any grocery store right now, I still feel overwhelmed by how much choice we have to eat. So
that's such a good point. And it's like, it shouldn't be there if it's been recalled, right?
No.
So there's just a great point where you're talking about 100 products have been recalled. That's 1% of what's going on in the average grocery store. So it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, maybe I'm too positivity pilled just because this is the kind of work I do, but I just think about how much food we have. I mean, you probably have multiple grocery stores within your vicinity, depending on where you live, and it's like you can still go in there and get a shit ton of stuff.
I had a question for you in general, just about American food in general, because there's like kind of a common meme and joke where it's like you go to Europe, you feel like you eat normal food and you lose 10 pounds. Because even though you eat pasta all day and then you come back to America, is that a real thing that's going on? Like, is American food in general more processed worse for you in a way that impacts our health?
I think that's also just such like a multifactorial question, because we often think about like, what do we mean when we mean health? You know what I mean? Is health determined on how long you live, like how good you feel right now, whether you're overweight? Because there's like a bajillion different ways you could evaluate it, but I also think when people are on vacation in Europe, they're less stressed. So there's something to be said about that. They definitely
They're also walking 10,000 steps, like
20,000. Yeah. So for people who are sedentary, they might go there and get the most exercise they've ever had in a long time. And then I think it's so interesting to me when it's like, the key between the two is that people think the difference is in ingredient quality and not walkable cities, healthcare infrastructure, a lot of other things, because like nobody understands that. Everyone's like, there's food dyes that are banned in the EU. I'm like, no, they're not. Like Red 40 is allowed there. They're just called an E number. They're just called like E129 or something. So yeah, they got Red 40 over there. They have food dyes there that are banned here.
Wow. Okay, that is actually news to me. That's breaking news in my brain. That's good to know. So okay, I actually feel a lot better about the American food system. As a food scientist, do you feel like you're always like thinking about how you eat food in general? Are you just like constantly like doing the math where you eat, or does it actually help you just be like, I can just eat whatever I want?
I feel like it's like not just numbers, but like a risk matrix as well. It's like playing chess, but it's sort of automatic. Like, how much risk are you taking? Like, I personally don't eat like a burger that's not well done. Also, just because I prefer smash burger to like a big meaty raw burger that just doesn't work for me.
I love a rare hamburger, so that's not good. You're saying I shouldn't do that.
But that's the thing. You got to decide your risk tolerance. So
true. I expose my body to risk, so I grow stronger.
Yeah. You're like doing that. You're like slurping an oyster. You're eating sprouts. Yeah. You just got to.
Does that mean these are all things we shouldn't eat?
You're literally describing my favorite things. Yeah. So, what do you think is the biggest misconception that, like, as a food scientist, like, annoys you when people talk about food in America? Or in general?
I think that just people think there's something inherently wrong with the American food system that is not in other places. Like for these recalls, for example, I think people are thinking, I just saw someone I actually follow who's a dietitian, and we both are like mutuals. We really love our content, but she's like going to Sweden soon, and she's like, I can't wait to get out of here and away from the recalls. And I immediately sent her an article. It's like 200 people sick from a salmonella outbreak from eggs in Belgium. Here you go, from like the past month. So I think people think that recalls don't happen anywhere else, but truthfully, I just don't think a lot of Americans consume food safety news from around the world, which, like, Hey,
why would you?
Why would you?
Hand up, I don't. Yeah, that's
fair.
bad.
Like, I mean, that would be cool to be like, "Did you guys hear there's listeria in China today? Just get into that." Like, you know what I mean? So
no one wants to talk about that. No, all good. All right.
Yeah. So I think there's this like weird, like almost like we're in our own echo chamber, and we think that the American food system sucks. And I mean, there's a lot of things wrong with our food system. I don't want to stand here and be like, we're perfect, we have nothing wrong with us, because we definitely do. But it's just that the things that people think are wrong are actually sometimes the right things, and like vice versa. Like how people, like food dyes are regulated more than supplements, but which one is more better in the public eye? Like, it's probably supplements.
Interesting. Food dye needs a better PR team, I think.
Yeah, I feel like, they're going to be phased out of our food system by the end of next year, apparently. So,
all right, so it's probably too late. I'm going to give you a list of some foods that we love here on this podcast, like brands releasing these like random crazy foods. So you're going to tell me if you would eat them or not as a food scientist, okay? All right, we have Buzzball has released Pop-Tart flavored drinks, like a s'mores Pop-Tart, Buzzball. And so you wouldn't eat it, you would drink it. Would you consume that?
You know, I think it's like, well, first of all, alcohol's a carcinogen, so let's just get that out of the way. So I guess if you're already getting the carcinogen,
okay.
I don't know why, but a canned milky beverage really doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know why. On a hot summer's day, you don't want a s'mores Buzzball?
Oh, God. And it, like, just comes up to that, like, room temperature really quickly, even if there's ice in it.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I am the kind of person who will try anything once. So,
okay.
You know what? That one,
all right.
That one, on a risk level,
yes.
I mean, I've had alcohol before, so if I just have a little, it just does not.
Yeah.
Who is that for? Is it for, like...
that is a fantastic question.
Like,
who is consuming this?
Because in my head, I'm like, well, Pop-Tarts are like a kid's thing, but also like no kids are eating them anymore.
Yeah.
And
Buzzballs
are for like
Pop-Tarts for 19-year-olds or 21-year-olds or whatever. Yeah,
I was about to say like Buzzballs are for like 19-year-olds who are like sitting on the back of their like Honda Civic that they borrowed from their dad.
It's kind of an amazing Friday night, honestly. All right, here's another one. All right, Bush's Baked Beans has released Rock Pop flavored baked beans. So, you know, like the popsicle? So, like, sorry, Rocket Pop flavored.
Oh.
Like the American flag popsicle flavored baked beans. Now, beans are pretty good for you.
You know, okay, I'm actually... high key, I feel like my third eye has been opened. I'm getting the vision, honestly.
Yeah,
because
I kind of see it too.
Like Bush's baked beans are already very sweet,
right?
Okay.
And you like associate it with summer usually.
Wow.
I would eat it. Also, love beans. Love them.
I love beans. They're so good.
They're so good. I would try it, but that also sounds like a stunt product. I'm like, there's actually
like half these things. I'm like, yeah, you just want to get retweets about it. You don't want like people to actually buy it.
Well, here's the thing. I forget the name of it, and there's like a marketing term for it, but essentially a lot of food companies will make really wacky items so that you buy their other items. Like your attention will reroute. Like I had a friend who designed a few years ago like a Jolly Rancher Pop-Tart, and
okay.
You know, great for her and stuff, but it's like a lot of these items are designed for you to be pulled in and be like, Jolly Rancher Pop-Tart, that's disgusting. I'm going to be normal and buy brown sugar cinnamon. And it's like, oh, you left the store with brown sugar, and you left the store with Pop-Tarts, not even attempting
to do it. It's like a Trojan horse also, almost. Well, that brings us to our next one, a Goth Girl Spit energy drink, which contains no Goth Girl Spit. It's citrus flavored. But it, you know, there could be Goth Girl Spit. We don't know.
What? They're not following the 21 CFR. That's adulteration, or that's misbranding in my head. Wait, so that's the name of the drink or the name of the brand?
It's the name of the drink. It's called Goth Girl Spit, and it is a crisp citrus.
I think we need to round up gooners and bring them somewhere to never be seen again, because
that's the real problem with America.
We cannot have goon bait turn into a thing on the food pyramid, right? So
I love that. You're 3 for 3 with takes right now. I'm loving it.
Thank you.
All right, we have Grillo's pickle smoothie, which might actually be pretty good.
Hell yeah, I would eat I am that person who loves any dill pickle thing, even if it's insane. So serve me up.
Take it. Serve me up, buttercup.
Yeah.
Beef jerky that is Cinnabon flavor.
Okay.
This again begs the question of who is this for?
It's for me.
Breakfast beef for Izzy.
I like it. I like that.
That's for Izzy. Yeah.
Yes.
That's okay, but see, that makes sense to me too, because a lot of brisket can be made with like cinnamon. I've even heard of them being made with cocoa. So I think Cinnabon just needed to have some kind of line extension because no one's going to the mall anymore.
True.
So
yeah, that is sad. R.I.P. Cinnabon.
I know. Well, they're not done yet. Okay, let's.
Yeah, they're not done yet. This beef jerky. Yeah, let's hold the beef jerky is gonna save them. All right.
Yeah, it's
true. This is the final one. The original Four Loko.
Oh God, no, I wouldn't.
Were you around for this?
No. I wasn't old enough to try. Well, to be fair, a lot of people weren't old enough to try it legally.
Yeah.
But like, I still think
True.
I was not quite in that age demographic. But that has like major amounts of caffeine in it, right?
Which is why it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I see. I'm okay with the Everclear, but I draw the line at mixing Celsius with like alcohol. That just sounds like a heart attack.
But that's not a food scientist's opinion. That's just your opinion. Food science says it's okay.
For a short amount of time, I guess they did.
Yeah. The FDA was maybe understaffed during that era.
Yeah.
So Hydroxide, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you taking the time. Is there any place where people can follow you and things you want them to be checking out?
My name is, just look up Hydroxide on most things. I'm Hydroxide on TikTok, hydroxide.foodscience on Instagram and YouTube. And on Substack, I'm Hydroxide Food Science.
Okay.
You can also visit my website, which has all of these links, hydroxidefoodscience.com. And I also have a piece of limited edition merch out right now. So sales end September 7th.
Get on it. Thank you for making us feel better about what we can and can't eat. I'm going to eat everything this weekend.
You know what? Enjoy is what I say.
You got one life. Drink the original Four Loko. Thank you, Hydroxide.
I did not
appreciate it. Yes, you did. You did.
Thank you, guys.
Right, thank you, Hydroxide, for joining the show. We got a full episode coming out on Thursday on an entirely new topic that just might surprise you. Love you guys. Bye.